Hi there, Maggie here again, and latest edition of Thoughts from a Changing Mind. It's been a little while since I did it, about a month. I've been very busy doing different things, one of which is doing my new radio show here at the local radio station. Um, Thank you again to them for letting me use their studio as a quiet space, and I have to be fair to them and say that my views and opinions expressed on here are nothing to do with the local radio station. They're mine and mine alone. Um, I thought today I'd really sort of do a little bit of an introspective in that um, lately I've just been feeling a little bit detached from my new self. In fact, I love opportunities like this where I can dress up a little bit and feel a little bit more the image that I want to be. Um, but I've been getting sort of a little bit down and sometimes thinking that I'm not really hitting the goals that I wanted to do. You know, my hair's not brilliant. I rarely wear makeup these days. And I look at it and I think, well, am I, as I say, hitting the goals I want to? But then I look at it and think about it, and it's interesting how life shifts, because when this first happened, obviously it was a huge cultural change and shock and everything else, but there was all that natural excitement about actually starting to live it and embrace my new self and my new reality, and loving it so much despite all the problems and questions and everything else. It was exciting, and that ruled everything, and so much so that the rest of life pretty much took a back seat for a long time, because I was just so focused and involved in what I wanted to be and who I wanted to be and how I was going to express myself, and it was amazing. Um, and now I've begun to realize that as I become more comfortable in myself, that that sort of burning excitement and desire and focus is being replaced a bit more by just normal life, for want of a better understanding or expression. And there's two ways of looking at that. One is that it's very sad that normal life is getting in the way of what I want to do. But the other way of looking at it is, in fact, it's saying that with confidence and comfort in having achieved so much in who I am and what I want to be, that in fact you've got time to actually embrace the rest of life, and that normal life can actually now start to actually intrude again. It's not just a matter of you're so single-minded and single-focused. So I've got to then start being fair to myself and saying, if I feel so bad about this, is it in fact a bad thing, or am I just putting extra pressure and worry on myself? I think that each answer is possibly true, in that I probably have to redouble my efforts to actually create situations like this where I can dress up and feel better. Maybe I can create some extra time to do more with my hair, finally go back to having nails and things, and just feeling more feminine and everything else. But then also, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on myself, in that the situation I find myself in, and not feeling I have to do that all the time, is because I'm more confident and reassured and comfortable, and I don't feel I need to, what's the word? I mean, not defend myself, but almost express myself every day, in that I am me, and that is normal for me. So why do I have to be brash and extravagant and out there, unless that's who I naturally am, which I haven't been. I'm getting there. I'm getting more outgoing, Um, but I think that we there's enough pressures put on ourselves anyway without us actually adding to them by worrying about things that in fact could be an indication that we're actually more comfortable and relaxed with ourselves. So I think the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you out there who worry about this kind of stuff not only every day but every second of every day, and that you feel that you have to really be out there going 19 million miles an hour all the time in order to be taken seriously or to justify yourself. And maybe that's not the truth. Maybe that's not true at all. Maybe what's more important is that we just build that comfort and that ability to just relax in ourselves and take the consequences, frankly. Um, there's a lot of things in life that all of us feel, maybe we could have done this, maybe we could have done that, how life would have been different if I'd done this then or whatever. And life gets in the way. But really, life is what actually helps us grow. Life is what creates us. Life is what we look back on as a sum of all our experience. And is life getting in the way, in fact, getting in the way, or is it in fact life just being an expression of the direction we want to go in? Now, I know a lot of people, their lives do go in directions they don't want to go, and clearly that's something that you then got to keep trying to readjust and reevaluate and see if you can get into a pattern which you're more familiar with or more confident about, more positive about. But I think sometimes also we look at our lives and think, well, yeah, there's this to worry about and that to worry about, and is it going well and is it going right? When in fact, that is normal life, that is what we find ourselves in, and maybe that's where we find ourselves there because that's where we need to be. That's maybe where we want to be, because we all have ambitions in life and we all think that life's a journey, and that's true. But how many times is it when you feel you've got to your destination, when you feel in that, okay, well, is this it? Is this actually what I've spent all this time trying to get to? Or you feel disappointed, or as an anticlimax, or then you think, well, this isn't enough, and you think, when all's said and done, it's the journey that's important. And maybe we don't appreciate that sometimes these down days are just part of that journey, and it's up to each one of us every day to actually look at that and say, yeah, maybe there's things I could do better, like, again, do more with my hair, do more with my makeup, do nails a bit more often. But maybe there's something to be gained from just saying, I am who I am where I am, and I'm so much better off than I was however many months, years ago. And we take that win, we take that blessing, and take the pressure off ourselves. So I think I'm going to try and take the pressure off myself a little bit. Not entirely, because I really enjoy these kind of days and I really want to see if I can make a little bit more progress. But at the same time, I'm not going to beat myself up about it too much, because frankly, at the moment, apart from everything else that's going on in the outside world, things are not so bad. I'm very lucky. So maybe I should just be happy with that. Anyway, that's enough from me for now. I hope everything's going well for you. Don't be afraid to like, subscribe, or comment on anything of this. It all helps with the old algorithms, as they say. And it's nice to get some feedback. And in the meantime, please stay safe, stay well, stay sane and happy. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Okay, big hugs from me. Bye for now.